In the heart of the prairies, where the rivers twine, is a place filled with music and rhythm and rhyme. Those are the opening words to a brand new choral composition called City of Song that will be debuted at an event called One Great Chorus tomorrow afternoon, featuring 6, count them, 6 different choirs and a concert organized by the Stradbrook Avenue Show Choir. The composer of this crown jewel of the concert, if you will, is Matt Neufeld. And would you believe it, it's one of his first ever choral arrangements. Matt Neufeld joins me here in the Classic 107 studios. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, Nolan. Really nice to be here with you today.
This is so exciting. So this is your first choral work, and it's getting to celebrate the city of Winnipeg and its City of Song celebrations. How did all this come about?
So when I was in university, I got to meet a lot of people, and I had started writing music when I was in university. This was the University of Manitoba, and make lots of friends there. And this summer, one of my friends from university, her name is Katie Erickson. We haven't spoken for a couple of years because, people lose track of people. Mm-hmm. But she phoned me up and said, "Hey, Matt, we got a grant from the Manitoba Winnipeg Arts Council.
Yeah.
And would you like to write a song for us?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Amazing how all of these things come up. Okay, so you get the call, and where do you start in trying to capture this city in a musical medium that maybe you have less familiarity in?
So, even though this is my first time writing for choir, I've been in the choral community for a very long time. I have a voice degree from Providence College, sang in Prairie Voices. I've sung all over the city doing various things. Winnipeg is a really interesting city to write about. First of all, writing a song about a city is a little bit challenging. What do you say about? It's not even an inanimate object. Winnipeg is more of an idea, and it's a place. And so as I was thinking about how to write this song, I thought about a few things. The first thing that I thought about was when I was at Providence doing my voice degree, a lot of people came from out of town to Providence, and a lot of them stayed because they found the city of Winnipeg to be a really welcoming place. And I also found that a lot of people who are from Winnipeg, once they leave Winnipeg, they actually come back. My wife is a civil engineer here in the city, and she works for a big corporation, and she tells me that the people from her Niagara Falls office say, be careful when hiring people from Winnipeg because they're going to want to come back.
There is something in the water, or the waters here,
Exactly.
in the place where the rivers twine, if you will, that keeps people coming back. So you mentioned your choral background. Now you are a band instructor at the wonderful Oak Park High School, which you are representing so beautifully with your sweater this morning. For the radio audience, I wish you could see it. It looks very cozy. Why a choir piece when perhaps something for band would have been more, maybe not necessarily in your wheelhouse in the same way that choral music has, because your bona fides there are quite well spoken, but also it's something that you are more involved in on a day-to-day basis. So why choir and why not band?
Well, the short answer to that is because they asked me to write a piece for choir.
No.
It's that simple as when Katie talked to me, she said I'm the accompanist for the Stradbrook show choir, and they wanted a piece. And also, Helen Bergen, their director, actually is someone who's accompanied for me various times in my work as a choral educator. So wanted to make sure that Helen gets a shout out too.
Now, of course, spread all the love here on the Classic 107 airwaves. Yeah. Where do you get the ideas for the lyrics? Because you not only wrote the music, but you have the words as well.
Yeah. When I was thinking about Winnipeg, all those things that I spoke about before, about how Winnipeg is a place that people love to be, Winnipeg is a place that people come back to, I started thinking, what is it that makes Winnipeg special? Thinking about my friends who've left and have come back, or my friends who have left and haven't come back, the thing that everybody says about Winnipeg that makes it special is the people of Winnipeg. You go to a place like Vancouver, all sorts of cool things are happening. You go to Toronto, neat things happen. You can go see concerts. You can go see whatever. You can do whatever. You come to Winnipeg, and we have lots of cool things happening here. But the long winter months make this easiest to be Winnipegger. It makes spending time with people the easiest. You're at home. Maybe there's less to do outside because the weather is really cold. So you have people over. You have your friends over. You have your family over. And you spend time with them.
Yeah.
And coming together is, I think, what the heart of Winnipeg is. What the soul of Winnipeg is being together. It's the sound of laughter with friends, or maybe the sound of a crackling fire when you're at home just spending time with your loved ones. That's what the sound of Winnipeg actually is.
How do all of those sounds translate themselves into this City of Song piece that you've written?
So as I was writing City of Song, I spent a lot of time thinking about what Winnipeg is. And the first verse locates us here. It's in the heart of the prairies where the rivers entwine, place filled with music and rhythm and rhyme. Then it goes on to say, this is our home. It's a place to belong. So come and we'll show you our City of Song. So that's the first verse, is the choir singing, and it invites us to be a part of Winnipeg, which I thought was really important because Winnipeg, as we know, is filled with people who sing. We're known as the singing province within Manitoba and elsewhere. People sing here in our province. And so the idea of coming together to sing is really cool. So the next couple of verses talk about in the summer and the winter that there's all these amazing things about our city, but also that the best part of Winnipeg is doing things with people. We don't just do things. We do things together with people. And that was the inspiration for the rest of the lyrics is doing things in our beautiful city, being outside in summer, spending time inside in the winter, or spending time outside.
Yeah.
But it's with our friends and family.
A big part of this community element that you've been speaking to will be on display when this piece gets its official premiere tomorrow afternoon. 6 choirs, as I mentioned, will be singing this work. How have all of these choirs been coming together, and how have they been responding to your work?
So I haven't actually heard this live yet, but I have been hearing all sorts of people from my present and also from my past have let me know how much they're enjoying doing this piece of mine. I was at Tempo, which is our name for the Manitoba Music Educators Conference. It's known as SAGE, Special Area Groups for Educators, I think.
Yes, back in October that usually happens, yeah.
So a friend of mine, Carolyn Boyes, who I've worked with as a singer, she walks up to me singing this song. And I'm like, you're doing this. That was so exciting to hear. A former student of mine, believe it or not, a former trumpet student of mine, emailed me a month ago, said, we're doing your song and we love it. And I've been getting various emails and accolades and people coming up to me saying, we're doing your song, we're doing your song, we're doing your song. It's really exciting.
That's got to feel good as a composer, too,
it sure does.
Especially for a first-time choral writer. This experience, when you're sitting in the audience tomorrow and you're hearing this piece sung for the first time in a choir, what do you think that's going to be like for you?
Honestly, the thing that I always feel when I hear people do my music is gratitude. I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of these people's musical experiences. I'm grateful that I can share my music with them and that together we can create music together. Because that's the most important part of doing music, is doing things together, both as a member of the ensemble and a member of the audience. It's really neat because we create something together.
When you are standing in the lobby after the concert's over, what do you hope you hear people saying about your piece as they walk out the door? What do you hope the feedback from your community is?
Honestly, I hope they leave singing it.
It seems like that's already been part of the trend here, if Carolyn Boyes is any indication as well.
It sure feels like it.
Really, really excited to hear this piece and the concert tomorrow. Matt, thank you so much for joining us here in studio to talk about this piece and this celebration of Winnipeg's community through music.
My pleasure. Thank you, Nolan.